Hello and welcome. Welcome. Today we're going to be doing some Wu Style Tai Chi and Qigong. And we're going to be going through a couple different systems here. What I'm really going to use today to do is to bring you through kind of a full Tai Chi practice. That way you can understand how a full Tai Chi practice will go, and possibly if you're already practicing and you want to lead your own class, you can use this as a good format for your own class. I'm going to adjust the camera just a little bit here. All right, here we go. Good. So when we're going to be doing Wu Style Tai Chi, let me grab my little board here. So through our Wu Style Tai Chi class, the first thing that we're going to start with is our Qigong and Neigong. From there, we move on to our technique. Then we work on a form, which today we're going to be working on the 13 golden postures, and then a question and answering session. So what I like to do is to pick out one specific technique that I'm going to be doing that day. And when you pick out that specific technique, it really helps you kind of drive the class towards that direction. Now, for some of y'all who are brand new to Tai Chi and Kung Fu and Qigong, just follow along, have fun, enjoy the class, as we're going to go through quite a bit of different stuff today. Quite a lot. So if it's your first time to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's get started. I'm going to take these off because when we do stuff, this is just going to make a bunch of noise for y'all. All right. So when we do Qigong, which Qigong and Neigong are internal exercises. Qigong is movements that help move the Qi in the directions that we want to help build different internal powers and internal energies. Now, when we do Neigong, Neigong is a little different than Qigong, although similar. Usually when we do Qigong, we're initializing some Neigong to an extent. Neigong can be classified as like your Dantian breathing. The Dantian breathing is what we do when we're breathing all the way down to the Dantian here. When we just sit there and work on circulated breathing or Dantian breathing, breathing to the third eye, all these different breathing techniques, then we are working on, what am I trying to say? That's working on Neigong. That's all classified as Neigong, the internal work that's happening there. Then when we do our Qigong is our movements here, stuff like this. While we are doing Neigong during the Qigong, Qigong is more specific to movement. So how do we get started? All of that means nothing if you don't even practice. So we need to practice. What we want to do is we're going to start with one foot out right here. And the first best thing to practice is swinging the arms. So we're just going to swing our arms nice and relaxed. Qigong, Neigong, and Tai Chi are excellent stress relievers. And when I'm swinging, I'm also slapping the kidneys and my abdomen. Good. Now let's swing our hands back and forth. So I go forward into plow oxen and pull back where I pull my toes up into 7-star stance. The whole time I'm swinging up my hands to my forehead. Now we're going to switch feet. And back. Good. Now we're going to take our fingers. We're going to tap our fingers together like this. Then once we're done with tapping our fingers, we're going to tap the back of our palms like this. Then when we're done tapping the back of our palms, we're going to tap the back of our wrist. Now we're going to turn over, tap the front of our wrist. What we're doing here is we're activating different meridian points within our hands. Meridian pathways are the pathways the chi and energy flows, and these little meridian points along the pathways are what the acupuncture and Chinese medicine tap into. Good, all right, and shake that out. Now we're gonna clap. And rub the hands together. And now we're gonna create a little chi ball. So I get into my posture, I bend my knees, tuck my hips, and once I'm done rubbing my hands, I'm gonna feel that little bit of fuzziness. And then I'm gonna hold here, and I'm listening internally to what's happening on my hand. The nerves are a little bit activated, so I feel tingling there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push down and get ready for Qigong. Good. So now that our feet are a shoulder width apart, we tuck our hip. We're going to extend our vertebrae through our back up 1, 2, 3, all the way up the vertebrae to the top. We're going to push out our abdomen by pushing out our belly button, pushing out the Mingmon in the back. Now, we don't want to suck in and hold our abs in on this. We want to expand the abdomen, and we breathe all the way down to the dantian. So there's our belly button, our navel. We go 2 inches below and behind, and that is where your dantian will sit, right about here. Now we're going to cave our shoulders, make a little circle here in our shoulders. So there's a dip in our shoulders, and then we're going to drop our hands down, making a small circle here. This is called Wu Ji. Now, Wu Ji means eternal, well, it means emptiness, but it's also eternal potential. You have eternal potential to move from here. We're in emptiness, a shell, ready to move. You have eternal potential. Now we're just breathing through deep to our dantian first, taking 3 to 5 deep breaths. Now we'll start with number 1, raising palms. We raise the palms up forward. Extend the fingers forward through the tendons, concave at the chest. Roll the elbows down and back, and bring the palms up, rolling down the ball. The elbows drop, pushing the ball down here. And again. Nice and slow, nice and gentle movements. Stay nice and relaxed. Let the elbows drop. Good. Let's move on to the next movement. So the next movement, we're going to reach our hands out to the sides. And we turn our palms up to the sky, reaching all the way up to the sky, and we scoop. Interlace our fingers, and then we make 3 circles around our crown chakra. And I go past the third eye, down past the throat, past the heart, the abdomen, down to the dantian. And then repeat. Back out, turn the palms up, scooping the heavenly chi, placing it down into our chakra, crown chakra, And then we stir the coffee. And then pulling down, connecting the upper dantian, the middle dantian, down to the lower dantian. One more time. Out to the side. Turn, scoop the heavenly chi or the universal chi. Nice and relaxed movements. Try and do it with as little force from the muscles as possible. Let the tendons carry the work. Good. We're going to move on to number 3. So to the heart. We're going to reach out to the sides. Now when we scoop, we're going to scoop forward, turning the palms forward. And I first bend the shoulders, bend the elbows, scooping in the chi in front, direct it to the heart, and down, connecting the middle dantian to the lower dantian. Nice and soft movements. And each time we move, we still have our breath going all the way down to the lower dantian. Even when we have our intention at the middle or at the upper dantian, we still have some intention down to the lower dantian. Let's do 2 more. Hands out to the side. Turn the palms forward, scooping forward. Do the heart chakra and down. One more. Hands raise up to the sides, scooping forward. And down. Now we're going to stop at the dantian down here. Remember, we're listening internally to our body. We want to feel and understand what's happening inside. And the only way to do that is to be quiet, to move slow, and to feel the movement. So the next movement we're going to do is we're going to be filling the beach ball. So as we breathe in, the beach ball expands out, and then we push it back out and breathe out. Breathe in all the way down to the dantian, nice and relaxed. And breathe out. And remember, we listen internally. So we find little tension points. And as the tension point right there, see if I have one right in my left arm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about that point. I'm going to ask it to relax. And when I say ask it, I'm going to think about it relaxing and tell it to relax mentally. Nice and soft movements. And as we're breathing out, we're letting all the stress relieve. All of it goes away. Good. Next one, we're going to create a chi ball with the right hand on top, left hand on bottom. Now I keep my shoulders rounded. We don't want to pull back here. We want to make sure that we're staying rounded here. The hips stay tucked, vertebrae extended all the way up. And we're going to be sending our chi to the palms. Now I don't want you to think too much about sending chi. Just do the movement. Then we're going to pull the palms apart and then push together. Nice and soft movements. hold the chi ball and turn it over. And we're going to do the same thing on this side now. Nice and soft movements. This is the true secret for internal power. Qigong and Neigong. It also helps your health. Qigong is very beneficial for your health. From here, we're going to hold the chi ball and we're going to pull it up to our solar plexus. All the way up to the heart, actually. Now we're going to pull it apart, stretching it like taffy, and then we push it back together. And stretch the chi again, and push back together. Pull the chi and press. And pull and press. Good, and press down. Now we're going to do a microcosmic orbit. Scoop and down. And hollow fist, scooping up and breathe out. Good, and go ahead and move your feet for a second. Now, it's very important that when you do Qigong, one of the first things you do when you finish Qigong is move your feet. In Taoist standing meditation, a lot of the time the blood can pool in the feet. So you want to start moving them afterwards. There's a Taoist meditation walking also, which they actually do movements to where they walk and then they do their Qigong postures as they walk, which we'll explore that in a future video. I want us to do another one called bone marrow washing. Now, this is an advanced Qigong and it's practiced by quite a few different styles. So let's go ahead and do that one today. We're just going to go through it together, nice and slow, and see if we can't do it and have fun. All right, this is really good about helping your bone density and strength grow. As you know, bones do grow. They still grow and they can get denser and denser. And so this is a good way to make sure that later in our lives, our bones don't get too brittle. So it's called bone marrow washing. All right, so first, let me come a little bit back. Now we're gonna stand that dantian that I was talking about. And make a little cup like this, and we're gonna stand up. Breathing to the dantian. Big breaths all the way down here. Good, let's step out. So I raise my foot. I step out here. I'm gonna reach out, scoop, and push down. Let's do that one more time. Reach out, push down. One more time. Now we're gonna reach out. We're gonna go forward. Turn the palms under, pull back. Nice and tight. Turn, push forward. Turn, turn the other way. Scoop. Now when we pull back, the right hand is going to face in, left hand on top, pull up, drop the elbows, push out. Extend, rotate again. Pinky, over, forward. Again, left hand on top, right hand facing us. Roll, push up. Turn the palms. Scoop and pull down. Turn forward. Scoop up. Over our head. Turn the palms again. Push down. Now we separate the palms and push down again, all the way to Wu and pull up sideways now. Forward. Now we're going to do right hand on top and push. And pull back. Rotate again. Forward. Pull in. Separate and down. Now we're going to do it again, except this time we're going to go to the left. Out. Forward. Left hand on top now. And extend out. Rotate. To the front. Push down and release. And one microcosmic orbit. Up. Scoop the heavenly chi and close. From here, scoop and breathe out. Good. So that one's a little bit of a more advanced technique for bone marrow washing. Now, you don't see that very often. Some people have been showing it off a little bit more often. I think a lot of people need to learn that. It helps us grow and get our bones moving, and supposedly it helps the marrow in your bone. So I practice it a lot. It's one of my new favorite ones. Not new favorite, but one of my favorite ones to do. Awesome. Have some comments here. Yeah, probably. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Pose inner peace. I am. Dropsy. Yeah, it's fun. Good. All right. So let's move on. I try not to look at the comments during this lesson, but it's fun to see if people, you know, are here. All right. So let's do, now that we've done our Qigong, the next thing that I usually do is we go into a technique. So the techniques are really good to get us to focus on a specific thing that we need to do here. Let me use this. That way I'm not distracted by the comments there popping up. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and what I want us to work on today, especially for anyone who's brand new to Tai Chi, is there's a balance shift that's super important in Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, the martial aspect comes a lot of it down to throws. Tai Chi is really good as a supplemental art to judo, jujitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, any of those striking, sanda, sanshao, any striking art or wrestling art that has throws. Now, what I mean by we are going to be working on our weight shifting is that Tai Chi has a very specific way that we shift our weight. Some styles will be 60-40, where they have more weight forward. Some styles will be 100-0, where they're putting all their weight forward and none here. So it really depends on the style too. Now, the technique that I want us to practice is a weight or a balance control drill. So we're going to start just in our Wu posture. So 1 foot apart, tuck the hip, back up straight. Now, the first thing I do is I'm going to shift my weight all the way over to my right side. I have a quadrant right here, one straight line down. So what I want to do is shift over to my right foot. Now that I've shifted over to my right foot, I sink my chi down all the way down low, and then I lift my other foot going heel and then toe, and I bring it over touching my ankle. Now from here, I'm going to lift my knee up and straighten my bottom leg. And I hold for 10 seconds. And I'm going to drop, bring my foot down. I step out. Now I'm going to place my foot toe, heel, and I start shifting my weight over. Now first I stop here, 50-50. Now I'm going to shift my weight back all the way over, lifting the heel to the toe, up, bring my foot over, then I can lift all the way up into a 1 foot stance here. And I hold my knee up for a good 10 counts. And I squat, bring my foot down. I'm going to step out, toe, heel, and shift my weight back to the center. And then we do it again. Lift up, and then sink. Nice and controlled. Shift over. And then down. Do it one more time. Up, and then the other side one more time. Up, and down. And then a microcosmic orbit to finish out. Good. So that's a basic drill that you can just practice at home just by, uh, you know, I'm sorry, just by practicing at home. That way you can shift, lift up, and down. We want to have complete control of the leg for when we do our kicks, our punches, our palms. Everything is going to be nice and controlled, nice and light. So let's do another drill that incorporates the weight shifting and keeping our balance. We're going to be doing a Tai Chi walk. The Tai Chi walk consists of a couple different movements. We start, I'm going to go at an angle, that way I can get more space here. But I'm going to start with one toe out, or 1 foot out with the toe up in a 7-star stance. Make sure the hip is tucked, the back knee is bent, and I have my 2 lanes here. I don't want to step right in front of my foot. The first thing I'm going to do is drop my toes. After I drop my toes, I shift forward into a neutral stance where I'm 50-50 energy here. 50-50 on the ground. Then I move forward even more to where my foot goes right over my leg, or my knee goes right over my shin. And then I straighten the back leg, creating in Wu Style Tai Chi what's called plow oxen, where we do have a bend forward here. Now I'm going to release the back knee here. This straightens my body up here. Now I can lift my knee, shifting my weight forward, bringing my knee forward here, brushing the ankle, kicking forward, then out and down. Now I'm back in 7-star on the other side. Now I drop my toe, move forward, neutral stance, straighten the back leg, plow oxen. Make sure you have your little bit of lean if you're doing the Wu style. If you're not doing Wu style, you can do it up here too if you don't want to lean. That's perfectly fine for now. In Wu style, we go the extra mile to do the throw since we're in a smaller frame. And then let's do one more step. So I release the back knee, brush the ankle, kick out, toe down, move forward. Now, how do we walk backwards? So backwards, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in reverse. I drop the back knee. That brings my body up here. Now I shift back all the way until my knee is straight. Then I pull back a little bit more on the toes. That's a 7-star stance. Now I brush my ankle, push my foot back, and step back. From here, I'm going to push back, let the toe come up, brush the ankle, and step back. Good. I'm going to fix the lighting real quick. All right, there we go. That way we can get a little bit better lighting. So when we do this move, the walking, it's very important as we do this in our brush knee palm walk, repulse the monkey, or moving forward in any of our types of walking with the punching, kicking, all of it. So let's do it with the palm. So my palm's going to be up here, my left palm's forward. I bend the front foot flat, shift forward as this hand blocks the knee. This palm is going to come out. Now I'm 50-50 here as the palm is coming out. As the palm reaches the apex, the back leg straightens into the push here. So when I'm this way, the walk, brush knee palm. Oop, I'm off the line here. There we go. When I'm here, that extension is the last little bit that we need. I went a little bit too far over my toes. So here, boom, that's what you need there. Then you release the back leg. This hand comes up. We step forward, 7-star. Brush the knee. Move forward. Extension. Again, this is Wu Style Tai Chi. So Wu Style is very distinct that it's smaller frame. It's not going to be a really big frame brush knee palm here. It's more consistent here for the brush knee palm, which is perfectly fine. It's good to work on more internal, or if you want, you can always do the bigger form if you want. You can practice it big form if you want. But to do true Wu Style, it will be a little bit smaller frame here, which is what we're probably going to be doing in reality too. Anyway, if I'm fighting someone, I'm going to be here. If I need to throw someone, I need to be here, not really here, unless I'm doing one of those takedowns, but that's different. Again, that's all application, blah, blah, blah. Now, let's work on the first 3 moves of the 13 golden posture forms. Now, the 13 golden postures is a beginner form for Wu Style Tai Chi. This form encompasses some of the basic techniques that are needed to do the Wu Style long form. So when you start the Wu Style Tai Chi form, it's very important to get this one down first, as all the other forms encompass these core moves. So the first 3 moves for the Wu Style Tai Chi form. We start with our feet, toes out at an angle here. I open the hips. I tuck my butt, tucking the hips, and expand all the way up to here. I round my shoulders, keeping my Tai Chi posture. Now I'm going to bend into my right leg, shifting all the weight. I lift my foot up and I step out and then shift my weight back to my left side. Now I'm going to lift my toe up and straighten forward. That gives me the ability to land back in the center here. Good, let's do that again. Sink into my right leg, lift the heel up. I step out, shift my weight back to the center, shift my right foot forward, back to the center again. One more time, then we'll move on. I sink to the right, left heel raises. I step out, shift, and then the right foot will move forward, shifting back forward here. Now the next move is I'm going to straighten up here first. One. As I straighten up a little bit, the hands are going to come out, lifting forward, doing almost like the first Qigong we did. Now we're going to reach out through the fingertips, tendons, and then we pull back, bending the elbows here. So I bend my elbow down and I bend my elbow in here. So it rolls and also bends back. So I roll back. As I roll back, I pull back, and my palms are going to be like they're rolling over a round surface. And I roll over, down, and squat just a little bit. Good, let's do that second move one more time. So we sink, step out, square back up with the other foot. We do the rising 5 energies. So up, opening Tai Chi. Roll and pull back. And as we pull back down, I bend the knees. One more time. All right, starting here. I bend my right leg. Left leg comes up, step out. I shift my weight. Fix this foot forward. Shift the weight back. I extend up, hands move forward. Rising 5 energies. Extend forward through the tendons. Pull back and roll. And push down. Now from here, what I'm going to do is now I'm going to shift my weight over to the right. As I shift my weight to the right, my hands are going to come up and then meet out in the front like this. Here forward. So again, when I shift, I'm going to come up, out, forward down the line. One more time. Up, fingertips forward, down the line. Now I do that as I move my hips here. So I just push down. I'm going to shift over to the right and the hands are going to start to come up. Now I lift up the left heel. I kick out into 7-star stance and my hands come forward here. Now we try to get all of that motion at the same time. So after we've done our rising 5 energies and we push down, I sink into the right foot, hands come up. 7-star. Good. Let's do that again. I'm going to do it from the side here. That way you can see the hand placement where it's going. So from the very beginning, my feet are facing 45 here. I sink into my right hip. Left knee comes up, step out, shift my weight to my left side. Now I can lift my toe, place it, and I shift my weight 50-50. Now I raise up, hands come up forward here, rising 5 energies. Now from here, I'm going to extend out through my back and my shoulders and really round and extend through the tendons, expanding the fingers and the elbow here. And reach out forward, concaving the chest here. Boom. Then we pull back by rolling the elbows down and pull the hand back down here. And we sink. Now from here, I'm going to shift to the right. Again, the left heel comes up, hands come up. I kick out 7-star into on guard. or also called erect palms here, right down the center. Good. So that's the first, let's see, I consider this one, that's two. So now we need to do the third move, which is the push. So the actual push, the actual technique, what we're doing is we're going to be scooping our foot. That's what our 7 star is for. Our foot is coming behind their foot, and then we're going to be turning. This sets up the knee to capture their leg and also scoop their foot here as we're going to do a push. Now, when we do this, this hand is going to push. This hand is going to push against them too. 1, 2. So let's start from the form. I sink to my right, step out, fix the right foot, facing forward. Good. Rising 5 energies. I lift up, hands come out, extend out, then extend, pull back, rolling down the ball. Now I'm going to shift my weight to the right. Oh, let me get a little more center. Now I'm going to shift my weight to the right. Hands come up, heel comes up, 7-star stance here. Now my left hand, the same time that my left foot is going to turn in, my left palm turns in here, creating a round forearm push that I can do here. So I bend the elbow. This palm, the right palm, is going to push, not actually pushing on the arm, but it's going to extend to about that far of a distance. Moving forward, pushing. So when we're here, turn the foot and the arm. This causes my knee to bend. Now I push forward into plow oxen with a knee bent here. Go ahead. Again, from 7-star on guard. I turn, push. One more move, because this is an awkward spot to end. So from here, now I'm going to shift all my weight to my left side. I lift my back foot, and now I can turn 7-star stance on guard, erect palm here. Good. One more time. From, let's do rising 5 energies down. Shift the weight to the right, 7-star stance. Turn the palm and push. Shift the weight to the left. Good. Let's do that again. One more time. Let's do it from the very beginning. I think you've probably need to do it multiple times from the beginning. That's okay. Takes practice, practice, practice. Rewatch this as many times as you want. Sink to the right. Lift the left heel. We step out with the left foot. Shift our weight. Fix the right foot forward. Raise up. Rising 5 energies. Extend and pull back. Shift. 7-star. Turn and push. Turn. 7-star. Good. That's the Wu Style, first 3 moves of the Wu Style 13 Golden Postures. Now, there's a lot more that it goes through it. Like we go through all of our movements here into single whip. There's 13 specific postures that are important to hit there. And that will start your basis for your Wu Style Tai Chi. That way you can really, really grow. All right, well, that's it for today's lesson. Let's recap. We did Qigong, we did our technique, and then we also did the first 3 moves of the Wu Style Tai Chi. I hope you have a really good day. We'll continue on another day. Take care.